So in this video, we're going to be looking at hazards or enemies that can hurt the player or kill the player. So how do we add something in like this? Well, first of all, we need to insert a new object to be this particular enemy. So I'm going to call this Spike. Going to click, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this somewhat of a spike ball. So let's find a nice grey. That'll do. So I'm going to create the ball. Holding shift to give me that perfect circle. And then I'm going to just add some spikes on with the paintbrush, making these a little bit darker. So make the size a little bit thinner. It's not the prettiest, but it'll do for this level. So here's my spike ball. And before I continue anything, I want to change the hitbox to better match the spike ball, because I don't want the player to touch this corner and be killed. They should only be killed if they touch the spike ball. So you might think this is quite a complex design that will take us quite a while to add a hitbox for it, because we've got all these different points sticking out. But really, we can get away with something like this. This will be absolutely fine because it covers all main points. We might just want to add one more extra point here because this one sticks up in a bit of a weird way, but it doesn't need to be perfect, because remember that our player's hitbox is not perfect either. It's a circle, which means it's not going to get into any of these gaps without touching any of these edges first. Important thing to remember with hitboxes as well is that the enemy hitbox should be more generous and your player is less likely to hit it, just to make it a bit more fair for the player. The player should feel like they just missed it instead of, why did that hit me? So now we've got our spike set up, we can put it in the level, and we need to actually make it so it's going to kill our player. And this is where we need to go back across to our event sheet. So we go to our event sheet, I'm going to add a brand new event, and what we're going to do is we're going to check, and we can either do it on the player or the spike. I prefer the spike because it's only affecting that particular object at the moment. So we can say on collision with another object, or is overlapping another object. Let's go for this one. So is overlapping another object. Which object? We want to see if it's overlapping our player. And what happens if that happens? Well, we want to destroy the player. So we're going to go down and we should see an option to destroy the player. Might be a bit close to the top. Let's have another look. There it is, destroy. So destroy and next. So let's test it. So now when our player touches the spike, our player has been destroyed. But that's not the best because our player is now gone. So what do we do now our player is gone? So we're going to add a brand new event and we're going to place it off our player. I'm going to check if the player has been destroyed. So on destroy, what do we want to do? And for now, we're going to go to the system options and we're going to go down to restart layout. So this will just start the level again if we die. So now we can run it. And now when we touch the spike, we go back to the very beginning of the level again. So if we've got a very long, complicated level, the player dies, they have to do it all again.